Akaba, I'm gonna do the talking on this one, okay? Thanks for staying silent. Woo, 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 woo. What's this, buddy? What's this? What's this, buddy? What's this? Well, hello again. It's me and my boy Akaba, who is a little distracted right now. I want to give you a little bit of an update. He is almost 6 months old. He will be 6 months in a few days. I've had him for almost 4 months, and it's been quite an adventure. Very stressful at the beginning, but we're getting to know each other and we're getting to become good friends. Beginning, we weren't necessarily good friends. He's a little aggressive at the beginning, but he's getting over that, and we're having a lot of fun going around the whole world together, traveling, going for long walks and doing all that stuff. So it's going pretty good. I wanted to give you guys a few tips just for puppies that bite. For those of you guys who don't know, Akaba used to bite quite a bit, and he bit me hard a few times when he was younger. He doesn't do that anymore, so I wanted to talk about that. You guys can actually see, I'll put a photo up of where he bit me on my face, and I also have a scar on my arm where he bit me. So that wasn't fun, but regardless of that, I want to, tell you my experience on how to get a dog not to bite and how to make him less aggressive. So the first thing that you should know is when Akaba was really young, I don't know if he was the runt of the litter, but he was very small, and he actually had a little bit of the fur missing on the back of his neck, and the explanation that I was given is that he was play fighting with his brothers, and I don't necessarily believe that. I think he was a little too aggressive, and maybe the mom or the dad put him in his place, because he definitely had problems with aggression. When he was much younger, we'd be walking on the street and he'd see somebody walking towards us, and he would try to intercept. He'd always be in between me and other people, and from my research and what I've observed is that he was trying to protect me and to be in control of that situation. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. You want your dog to want to protect you, but only if it's appropriate, and it was not appropriate when he was doing it. Luckily, he was a small puppy, so he'd run up to people and jump and try to bite at them and bark and be very aggressive, and they would sort of laugh at him because he was a puppy. And as you guys can see, he's very quickly getting bigger, and it stops being cute after a while and actually becomes very scary when you have a dog like this with sharp teeth biting at you. After that, he had problems, didn't want to go into his crate ever, which was a huge problem. What he would do is he would try to bite me just to let me know, you're not putting me in there. And it was a struggle, and that's how I got this. I was bringing him to another room, and he bit me, and yeah, it didn't hurt in the moment, but it bled quite a bit, and I have a scar now because of it. Other situations that he's bit me, he used to bite me a lot. It's just who he was. And one story, I was taking the subway with him. It was maybe our second time on the subway, and he was sitting down and he started getting a little, anxious, stressed out. I don't know why, probably just in a big city, all the people walking back and forth, loud noises, and he started acting up, going crazy. So I'm just trying to hold him calmly, and he starts biting me. It's at a point where he could bite pretty hard, not, hard enough to rip my arm off, but pretty hard, and blood was actually coming down my arm and going onto him. His fur actually was turning like pink because all the blood going on the back. And I was just holding him by his collar like this, holding him, and he was biting me, and there's nothing I could do. I mean, we're on the subway, I can't start, I can't take him off. We have to go to where we're going, And it was just a long day, very, very stressful, very painful. That was not a very good day. That's just something that happens when you have dogs, when you have puppies. Sometimes you guys don't have good days together. Sometimes you guys have bad days. They just don't listen, or they do something to upset you. The most important thing is just to have as much patience as possible, because you have to deal with a lot when you're dealing with a puppy. It's one of these things that puppies teach you, how to be selfless. You really don't get much out of them in the beginning. They, they're very cute and everything. Look at the little guys just biting the tree. It takes time for them to grow. It takes time for them to learn. Their brains are adapting. They're growing, and they're just trying to learn the rules of the world. So you do have to put up with a lot, and they don't learn instantly. And some dogs don't want to submit to you. Some dogs don't want to obey. Some dogs want to test you. Some dogs want to test the environment. Akaba is a dog that is very testy. He constantly wants to test me and everybody else. If you're weak with him, he'll run over you. Although he's super friendly to strangers, like, I have to be pretty hard with him just to get him to, stay in line and not be a total maniac day in, day out. But with strangers, he runs up to them. He's the friendliest guy. He's, but with me, he's not that way. I'm not gonna say he's not friendly to me. He's pretty friendly. It's just, you always have to, you have to know what your role is in the relationship with your dog. So I want to talk about some of the strategies. I've been talking about me being bitten and bleeding and all this stuff. I wanted to talk about some of the strategies I used to help put an end to that. I would always keep toys with me, toys in his crate, toys in my pocket, in my little bag whenever we're going out for a walk, and constantly distract him. If he was biting, I put a toy in his mouth. I just put a toy in his mouth. Just if he's being aggressive, being bad, totally ignore him. I just put him in his crate, or I just stand up and walk away from him. These dogs are very social animals. They want to feel like they're part of your family. So they'll behave if they know that if they don't behave, that they will be shunned. So I had to shun them quite a few times, and instantly they're like, oh, be my friend again, or they jump, or they're just constantly trying to get your attention and figure out where you are and where they are, and just how to dominate that situation. He loves dominating the situations, so I had to constantly give him directions. I have to constantly tell him what to do. If I leave him to his own devices, he's either a sweetheart or he's a devil. He's an angel or a demon. He is, look at him just licking himself. Okay, so toys. The toys help a lot. Just stick a toy right in their mouth if they're trying to bite. He's already biting on something. You just stick it right in their mouth. You distract them with it. If they're being aggressive, don't become aggressive with them. Don't play tug of war. Don't fight them over anything. Because if you have an aggressive dog, they won't want to submit, and they'll just become more and more aggressive in that moment. If you have a very submissive dog, they'll give up. This is not a submissive dog. This is definitely not a submissive dog. I don't think he's ever going to submit fully in his life, unless he's really afraid. And there have been times where I've scared him when he's been really bad, and he just cuts it out right then. But I don't like to get to that. I don't like to raise my voice and be too rough with him. Sometimes these dogs need a little bit of roughness. They're not roughness, firmness. You need to be firm with them and let them know what's up, or they'll walk all over you. So that's what I try to that's what I try to do with him. Another thing I used to do is I don't know if I can do it right now. Come here, boy. Come here. Sometimes he would bite me, and what I would do is I'd sort of give like a little snap to the bottom of his chin, and what that does is, I won't do it to him now, like, I don't want to scare him, but I would do it. I just hit the bottom of his chin hard, and what that does is it makes his jaw snap closed, and his jaw like bounces, so like this part hits the top teeth, and it just creates a sound in their head. It's like a pop, and it's super annoying to them. I never did it in a way where I was like punching him and giving him a lower uppercut to the face, nothing like that. just a little pop, just so his jaw bounces, and he's like, whoa, what's that? And it's like, oh, you better stop biting or you're gonna get another one. So that was very effective. Every single time I did that, he would just like suddenly stop. It was like he was shocked. He's like, how dare you? But just like shocked, not even angry, just like, how dare I be, you know, stop like that. So that's what I would do, just a little pop right there on the bottom of the right at the bottom of the chin. I would never put up with aggressive behavior, and I would just avoid confrontational situations with him, but at the same time letting him know that he needs to submit. For example, he eats like a maniac. Anytime that I put the food, he'll just jump in, but I always make sure when he's eating, just, you know, just to make him comfortable, I just put my arm in the food, I just stick it right in while he's eating. And why I think it's important to get dogs used to this is oftentimes you'll see people have aggressive dogs when it's mealtime, and the dog will become super aggressive and start biting at other dogs or biting at humans if they come close to the food. So this is just something, you know, that I do just to let him know, you're eating, but it's fine, I'm reaching in. You don't need to, you know, you don't need to panic, you don't need to be aggressive, you can be calm, I can reach into your food. It's funny, he never digs. This is like his first time digging. We're usually not in an area where there's this type of, this dirt and grass, so I think it's sort of new for him. What? Are you digging up something nice, buddy? This is a nice little chest that we found. I just thought I'd come here and shoot this video. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I trained him to do the basics. I don't want him to just do the basics. I want him to go much further than he is right now. So I will be starting advanced training with him. I really want to train him to do different stuff in my show eventually, not just find a card, but really cool magic. So hopefully we can start that very soon, because he's at the age where he finally has the focus to be able to sit down and learn real tricks. When he was younger, he couldn't learn anything. He could learn how to sit or stay, you know, the basics. But I think now he can learn a lot more. Oh, he's grabbing at that root. Easy boy. Hey, come here. I don't like you to do that. So anyways, that's what we'll be starting soon. We'll be starting this training. So hopefully he can do some tricks in our show, the Mahdi and Akaba show, and I'll cover that process. I have to find a really good trainer. I just know how to train a dog in the basics. I don't know all the advanced stuff that I need him to do, so that will be quite an interesting process. Other than that, he's pretty good. I mean, he's super friendly, he's super calm. Just a word of encouragement for people who are new dog owners. You don't know how the dog's going to be when you first get him. Akaba had a totally different personality than I thought. He was super aggressive, and I was actually very worried right at the very beginning. I did not know if I could handle him because he was growing so fast and he was so aggressive, and I thought, if he stays this way, I can't handle him. He's going to hurt me or somebody else really badly one day, and you don't want to be in that situation. But thankfully I had the patience, and I really put in the work to become friends with him and get rid of those problems. So if you are a new dog owner, or you're thinking of getting a puppy for the first time, help your dog become the dog that he deserves to be. A lot of people get dogs, little puppies, and after a week or 2 or 1 month, they just get rid of them because they realize how much work it is. So really work with your dog on work with your dog on turning them into the dog that you want them to be, and the dog that they want to be. A dog that's disciplined and a dog that's obedient is a much happier dog than a dog that is unruly and wild and aggressive. You don't want to deal with that, so it's best to deal with it earlier on. And if you are new to dogs and you have a new puppy, I just say stick in there, get help. There's help available. Get yourself a trainer who can work with you on correcting your dog's behavior, and it will make a huge difference to you in your life. And you'll be actually proud of taking your dog out, and you won't have to be worried about your dog embarrassing you or biting a stranger. So do work with a professional if you can find one and you do need help. Please don't give up on your dogs. Many of these dogs, they get given away or put in a shelter, you know, different humane societies, and they get put up for adoption. And once nobody adopts them, some of them get adopted, some of them don't, and if they don't get adopted, many of these animals are put down. And so I believe it's one of the greatest travesties that is happening, you know, right now in our society, with these dogs being put down. So please, if you do get yourself a dog, don't let that happen to your dog. Work with him or give him to a friend. If you really don't want to deal with your dog and you don't know what to do, send me a message and I can help you find somebody. I think I'll do my best to help you find somebody to adopt them in your area, because I just don't like these dogs being given away and put in shelters and then put down. It's really not, it's really just not the way that things should be. We don't want these dogs to be put down. We really don't. These are our family. Right, buddy? Even though you have disgusting stuff in your mouth, I'll still let you kiss me. But maybe not on the lips. Oh, we'll rinse out your mouth before you give me a kiss on the lips. Once again, thank you so much for watching these videos and, you know, subscribing and doing all that stuff. It really helps me get what I want to get out into the world. If you guys like the video, if you have a question or comment, let me know in the comment section or send me a message, and I'll do my best to answer. I'm by no means an animal expert. I just, you know, like animals, and animals sometimes like me. I wasn't always this way. I actually started out being afraid of dogs for many years of my life, but we can tell that story in a different time. I just want to thank you guys as usual for watching, and hope to catch you in the next one. If you're around and you want to see it, I hope that we can do more of this. So thank you and goodbye. And Akaba, do you have anything you want to say? Akaba, any last words? No? Good boy, good boy. Good boy, buddy. What is all this? It's a treasure chest. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Buddy. Alright, how are we gonna set up this camera? Once again, that is loud. That is really loud.